Good morning. Thank you for coming to chat with me. Today I want to discuss a process called response to intervention and how it is beneficial to your child.
I'm excited to learn about what it entails. I don't remember hearing about this process, and it sounds a bit complicated.
The process is not complicated at all. I will make sure to fully explain the process and answer any of your questions.
My first question is, how does this process start? Will it make my child feel isolated from the rest of the class?
First, every child in the district will take a universal screening test. This test helps teachers get a clear picture on who may be at risk in particular skills. For example, my students are given developmental reading assessments at the beginning of the year. After viewing the results, I am able to determine what reading comprehension skills they struggle with. I can then take those students and create an action plan of multiple intervention strategies to support those skills and help me place each student in a tiered group. Since each student is tested, your child will not feel isolated from others.
I don't understand what a tiered group is. Does my child know what tier they fall into? I don't want my child comparing himself to others and not feeling capable as others.
Your child will be placed in a group with other children that have similar struggles. I will know why your child is placed in a specific tier. However, students will just think it's normal center group work.
Can you explain every tier to me?
Absolutely. Tier 1 is recommended for students who need a little extra support to master a skill or concept. Teachers use multiple strategies and materials in the classroom for assistance. Students are monitored daily. If student makes progress, they are removed from the tier and continue with a regular education program. However, if the student regresses, they move to Tier 2. Tier 2 requires the teacher and RTI team to create an individual support plan for a specific student. The students in this tier receive research-based interventions that target specific areas of weakness. Progress monitoring is once again used to make sure the interventions are effective. Tier 3 involves more intensive interventions to help support students. This may include changes in learning schedules and or additional one-on-one instruction from teachers in a smaller group setting. It will also be suggested to have any student in Tier 3 be evaluated.
So you're saying that students can move back and forth from one tier to another tier if progression or regression occurs?
Correct. The ultimate goal is for students to achieve academic independence and success.
What did you mean when you said evaluated?
Evaluated just means to determine if your child requires further assistance outside of my classroom.
You mentioned that there are multiple interventions that can be implemented to help students reach their grade level goals. Can you explain this to me?
Yes. After I identify areas of weakness a student shows, I will provide interventions that help support those skills. For example, if I notice a student struggle in an area of adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, I will incorporate additional materials into lessons that will help students better understand the concept. I also like to create a problem and intervention matrix to help plan for interventions. A problem and intervention matrix breaks down a concept into 4 foundational skills that students must first understand to master a desired goal. Each foundational skill includes activities and interventions that can be used in order to support students' needs. Some interventions I included in the problem and intervention matrix was using visual aids such as fraction strips, models, interactive number lines, and videos. These are just a few examples of interventions that I use.
When and where do you work with students one-on-one?
Interventions are implemented in center work and small group instruction. All students are in a group at all times. This prevents students from feeling singled out. I meet with students for 10 to 15 minutes and then they rotate to another group as I work with other groups. Some interventions that I would use to support adding and subtracting fractions is bingo task cards, anchor charts, interactive number lines, and task cards.
I'm still a bit skeptical. I feel like my child is bright and there is no need for them to go through this process. Perhaps I could do more at home to help.
I completely understand your skepticism towards this process. This has been a lot of information to digest. This process does not insinuate that your child is not bright. However, offers support in areas that they might struggle with. I have done much research on the RTI process, and 2 authors by the name of Zander and Zander have helped me gain a new perspective, and maybe it can for you too.
I am currently feeling a bit stressed from hearing all of this. Perhaps hearing your explanation from Zander and Zander will help me feel more at ease and give me more insight on the RTI process.
Perhaps the explanation can help you see the possibilities of RTI rather than the challenges. Zander and Zander discussed how it is at times hard to believe in the possibilities of something because at this day and age, people want to focus on mistakes. However, your child's current mistakes will help them in the long run because they get an opportunity to fix them early on.
I see your point now. Does Zander and Zander discuss anything on how my child might feel about their struggles and how I can help them with those struggles?
Actually, they do. In their book, Zander and Zander discussed how mistakes can seem like slipping on ice. Essentially, they explain that if a child resists their mistakes or parents keep resisting the RTI process, the child will continue to fall until they receive the support they need. Embracing the help the RTI process offers the child gives the child an opportunity to reach their goals.
That's an interesting perspective. What exactly can I do to help my child?
I suggest on focusing on how your child should be. Do not compare them to other students because all students are different and learn differently. Together, we need to support your child to help them reach academic success.
Thank you for sitting with me and explaining the RTI process. You have helped alleviate some of the stresses I was feeling about my child's struggles. You have helped me gain insight on the response to intervention process. I think it's a great idea to assess my child and start the RTI process. Could you please just keep me updated on any progress or regression my child makes?
Absolutely. I have your phone number and email, and you have my information as well. Feel free to contact me at any time. Thank you for listening to my explanation of the RTI process.
Thank you, Mrs. Pacheco. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.